All right. So we are live. It is Sunday morning. Let's get this going. Put this in the Discord channel. Gonna be a pretty chill one today. Gonna be a pretty chill one. Let's see, I'm not seeing us as live yet. Maybe it just takes a second. Weird. It's showing me live over here, but not over here. Oh, here we go. Good morning, Amard. Nice to have you here. Hey, Ionis. Hey, Gary. Good morning to you as well. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you guys are having a great weekend, and hopefully, we can just hang out and chill a little bit here. Let's see. There we go. Cool. All right. So let's see. Not a whole lot going on for me personally in game right now, if I'm being honest. We've been doing a little bit of the elemental season, which makes sense, right? That's one of the events, if we'll call it that, that's going on right now. And then we also have the solo pet adventure, which kind of think like, I don't know, I don't think I'll be able to complete it without having to expend some emeralds and getting more emeralds. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that today or not. Definitely not on live stream, but I don't know. That's probably going to be a tall task as of right now, based on where I'm at in the adventure and where everything, how many moves I still need in terms of action points. So that's going to be something that I'm going to be checking out a little bit. Um, let's put this on. Oh yeah, no. Hopefully you had a good time at dinner with some friends. It's always a good time, and I definitely think that some return to normalcy is never a bad thing. So I get that, and also looks a little dark in here. Maybe I need to make it a little brighter. Turn this line on too. See if that helps at all. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay. Hey, Sayan, nice to have you here. Today, we're just going to be talking a little bit about the event, doing an overview or a recap. We kind of did this a little bit yesterday as well, but I want to know everyone's thoughts, and I know everyone has different time zones, so it's always good to get everyone's thoughts. And then we'll be talking a little bit about Elemental Season. It is also Yasmin's 1 year anniversary since she got introduced to the game. So that's kind of interesting. And I think we'll be doing a couple of just daily tasks that I haven't really, I just woke up. So I haven't really done anything, and this is the first time I logged in. So we'll probably be doing a little bit of that as well. And then we'll be, just kind of hanging out, answering questions. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. More than happy to answer any questions to the best of my ability. And usually chat is very, very good as well with having the answers. We just have a very informed group here, which I really like. Um, and it's just a very good group and community here. So, everyone here is usually pretty very nice, and I love that about everyone who's here. All right, so we have spend gold. Apparently, I did that already. We have win 5 times in the tower using a tank hero, and I guess I did that as well. Cool. Did not know. Send a message in the guild chat. Okay. Well, I'm going to say hi, and that should cover that. Okay, so we were talking to people earlier. We will look at that later. Heal your heroes for 15,000 in the campaign. Okay, so campaign healing. So I need a healer in campaign. So we've completed up to 24. I did not get the golden pass until this week, so I'm probably a little bit behind, but I think I can make up ground because of that one extra task that we get. So I'm thinking I can still get to 50 pretty easily. I really like these champion skins, and that's what I personally like the most because I still need so many of these skin stones. Will we get more action points for the storm event? Yeah, that's a great question. I actually think that that is one of my issues with the event, generally speaking. I think we just don't get enough storm points, or action points. Sorry, I don't know. I think they should give us at least 5 for the daily login. In terms of like on their Facebook page, right? I think they personally should, but I don't know if they will. I really don't. And you can see I'm pretty far away still. I still have all of these to go, and without spending money, essentially, I don't see a way that I can easily do it. So I'm looking at the special events. What I still need to do, spend emeralds, right? And I don't have that many emeralds on me. Continuous battles, those don't give me any action points. Spending energy does give me action points, but only one per. And so, like, even with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 action points, that doesn't get me close enough to really finish the event. And then we have these, so 7, 8, 9. I'd still be short. I think I'd still be short because 9 might just barely get me to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'd still be short at least 1, 2, 3, and that's assuming you beat the boss in one, which is pretty unlikely based on what I'm hearing. Sounds like 2 to 3 shots is more fair or in the realm of realistic. Um, and Gary, yes, I believe they will be transferred into chests. So you should be getting, and I don't know if anyone saw this video, but I made it late last night. Let's see. So it's this one right here, the Hero Wars opening 30 Storm Legacy chests. We'll skip this video, this ad. But so you will get 1.6. Okay, what just happened? You will get 1.6, I believe, um, chests per action point, and it's such a weird number. But let's go ahead and let's back this video up. Nope, not that far. Okay, so here you can see what's in the actual. So I got 30 of these and 20 of the pet soul stone chests, and then I just basically opened a bunch of them. And this is actually a stream screen capture from my live stream of me opening them yesterday. So you can actually see I got a bunch of these Storm Legacy chests, and within them you get more of them. So it's kind of cool. There's also eggs in there, gold, pet potions, and chaos particles. So that's what you get in there. I mean, there's not a whole lot of chaos particles, and there's not a whole lot of um, pet potions, but the eggs are kind of cool because sometimes you need them. And then the storm, getting more of those storm legacy chests is kind of nice as well. So you can see I went from 30 to 20, and then now I have 16. And then I think it goes down to like 6 or so, but basically it's kind of like very similar to the eggs, like demon doll eggs that we had before. Storm legacy chests, you just get more and more of them, which I think is kind of cool. But that's what's in there. And that might help you get a couple more eggs, which you would need for getting more action points potentially, right? Because you need, I think, 80 eggs to unlock all of them. Let me double check here. I think it's 80. I'm going to stop this video here. We'll pause it. But the rewards are basically the same. We can close out of that. But with that might get you a couple more action points for summoning pets, right? Because each of these gives you a couple of action points. So that might be one way to get a couple more sand. But as for, um, I mean, I just kind of think that they put you in a situation where you have to spend, unless they miraculously give us some action points today at some point, which I personally am holding out hope that they do. But I think you'll just be just barely short of completing this event, if you don't have enough emeralds. So Gary had to spend some money to finish the event. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that everyone who has finished the event spent some money either to get those extra action points or to get enough emeralds to complete all the other tasks, which makes sense, but definitely not an ideal situation for the free to play players. But I think part of it too is Hero Wars is dealing with, even though they're different platforms, you have Hero Wars Facebook and web versus Hero Wars mobile. Mobile's having some issues right now in terms of like people are trying to um, stir up a little bit of commotion, which can make things a little bit complicated, and then that can adversely affect how we play as well. But it's all right. I mean, I do think the rewards are a little bit better because you have more choice, and I think the Storm Legacy chests are actually kind of more valuable than I was anticipating. Originally, I was just planning on getting all pet soul chests, and I think they're great for when you need pets, right? So like, I still need my pets to be absolute, but I think if I don't, or I don't really care because like the pets are so far from being absolute, I think the Storm Legacy chests are kind of the move. Like they're not a bad option to go with. I do think that they're a little bit underrated because we've never had them before and people just are not aware of what's in them. And so now that we know what's in them, I think that they're kind of a decent value because you get more of them in return. If they didn't have more Storm Legacy chests inside of them, I would say it's probably less of a value. But because they do, I think it's a it's a pretty nice little item there for 750. It's less expensive than the pet soul chests. So here you can see I'm pretty far off, right? Still need about 1,000, more than 1,000. We pulled a absolute Mara by luck, sheer luck. Axel, we're still about, this is probably the closest hero that I have to going to absolute next, which is probably why I'm going to focus on him. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you on that one, Amard. I would personally wait just until like midday to see if they actually do post anything for action points, but I don't know. I'm not too sure that they will or won't. I do think that we need a couple more action points personally, to actually be comfortable with this event. But you had 35 action points. Gotcha. You got 4 chests. Yeah. So I definitely used most of mine already. The only ones that I still don't have are the ones from the eggs that are free, and then the energy. So here I'm gonna use some emeralds to get more energy. We're working on faceless, I guess, a little bit here. Let's go ahead and get some more of these. Yeah, I don't know. Hero Wars has definitely been stacking up some events that need a little bit of money to be playing, which can make it a little bit rough on the free to play players, or players who don't want to spend too much, which I definitely fall in that category because Elemental Season, this golden ticket is a great buy. This is a great value play. Um, I don't really know if this is a great value play. I do understand why people do it. I personally am debating it myself, but I don't know if it's the best value play. This to me, Elemental Season is a no doubter. Like this is a great, I mean, trade off in terms of like if you already have 2 totems, this is a great play. For anyone who already has 2 totems, this is a great play. No doubt about that. Then if you're looking at this, like this is a good event, but it's like, do I need the pet soul stones that much quicker, or do I need the items that much quicker? I don't know, and I think only each person individually can answer that question. But it also makes it very difficult because you're spending on almost every event, which can be very difficult as well. And then we have like a month away, we have Summer Festival, which is the event that you actually do want to be considering. Maybe potentially looking into getting some stuff there. So it's just a little bit tough right now, and I know that after Elemental Season, we have potentially Astral Season. So that's another season pass that you might need to consider. Those are just a couple things to keep in mind in terms of looking ahead in events and potentially, you know, times you might quote unquote have to spend. But those are some of the things that you should have in the back of your mind so that hey, like these events are coming up. Do I think that this event outweighs this one in terms of cost? I don't know. So those are just things that I would personally just throw out there, just so all my viewers and everyone like that is on the same page. We know, Summer Festival usually comes in about a month, maybe a little bit more than a month, but about a month. And then we have after this one, we have Astral Season potentially. So my opinion on these, I got asked the other day, what's my opinion on these boxes? I'm gonna go with I don't know. I guess like if you do these, you do get Elemental EXP, and you do get some emeralds. So that could, if that's all you're trying to do, that could get you enough emeralds to get you through the Great Storm because it gets you enough emeralds to spend. Then maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. But I think unless you're doing more than just trying to complete Elemental Season, I don't think buying levels is worth it. That's my honest opinion. I just think they're too expensive for what it is. Like all you need to do is if you can't do your daily tasks because you don't have time, that's a different scenario. But I'm saying for your average player, I don't think it's worth buying the levels. Unless you're killing two birds with one stone, like I just mentioned with Elemental Season and this event right here. Okay, let's go ahead and try this out. Also, I had a big problem. One of the fights here took me three attempts. It was the dragon one. I don't know why. It was just like he was a really tough opponent. He took out my Kark real early. Couldn't do too much against him. Hey Wally, nice to have you here. Good morning, potentially. I don't know where you're at right now, but good morning. Nice to have you here. Hey Mr. Big, nice to have you here as well. Some familiar faces. I love it. And okay, so yeah, I think with the value play, I just think that this particular part really is worth it. The elemental season, and with the pet adventure, that's at your discretion. I mean, I think it might be worth it, but I'm also reluctant to call it a great deal right off the bat. But I do think pets are a huge part. So it's one of those balancing factors, and I think we'll have this event again. So I'm not too worried, and I do think that they did a better job with this event than they did last time. So that's a good, it's a step in the right direction in my opinion. Obviously, some people agreed with me on that one. Some people, don't know yet. And that's okay. It's hard to sometimes differentiate because when you change the reward pattern using like now they have the coins, and at least it feels like they're giving you some semblance of choice. It's pretty interesting. So I don't know. I definitely think that there's different factors to be accounted for. I don't think that the items themselves are worth much. I don't think I would spend any of my coins in the merchant on the blue items or even most of these purple unless they're these highest grade ones because there's no real need to. Hey movie star, nice to have you here. Hey Wally, yep, okay, so Florida. Gotcha. Hey Renee, nice to have you here. Yeah, two hits with that boss. Oof. Yeah, the boss is definitely, I can't believe I had a bunch of issues on this one right here. I think it was 12. I want to say I had a bunch of issues. Took me 3 hits, and I was like, dang, I was hoping to save those for the boss, but it's all right. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Hoping I don't have to spend, but I hear you, Renee. I definitely hear you. I could definitely use a Titan artifact event sooner rather than later because I really want some more skins for my Titans, guys. And the closer I can get to finishing off my what do you call it? My Titan artifacts, that would also be nice because I don't really like doing this. This takes forever, and then I have to trade them in. It's a whole fiasco. But because I'm doing this right, and because I'm getting closer and closer to absolute, I'm finding that I'm doing way better in the tournament of elements. And I don't know how far or how well you guys are progressing in there as well. But and I don't usually do them every single day because I've been slacking a little bit. But lately, right? So okay, those are old. Is that right? Let's see. Oh, maybe they're not old. Mm, no, those are old. 2019. Okay. So I mean, I've been getting closer. So like when I actually play the whole event, I can get closer to like 500 in the 500s, in the 600s, and I think I can actually do even better if I continue, increasing my titans like this. You can see like where there's been an influx of better, increased play. So you can see like here like there's more and more people coming in. I'm starting to rank in 800s, 900s. And then we move up a little bit, and then we got that week. I must have just not done one of the days, 500th place ish. So I definitely have some potential here with my Titans getting increased, which is cool. Tactics for not claiming rewards. What do you mean by that, Mr. Big? Hi, Oliver. Nice to have you here. Thank you for coming in. But when you say tactics for not claiming rewards, what do you mean? Can you expand on that, and in what capacity? So are we talking about in the pet adventure event, right? The solo pet adventure, or when you say for not claiming rewards, are you saying like when, for example, you do a group pet event? Sorry, not event, a group pet adventure, right? I usually only claim 3 of the chests. So here, actually, I haven't started because I'm waiting to see who else joins. But usually I only open 3 of these chests and I save one of them for later because that's what I need for, well, once I unlock this last one, right, that unlocks the raid option for that day. So if I can wait until the next day to open it completely, I can raid right away the following day. So I don't even have to wait to have someone else help me complete the adventure. So that could be one way to do that. Tactics for not claiming rewards in elemental. Um, Tactics for not claiming rewards. I don't really know if there is a tactic for not claiming rewards. I guess like if you just ignore it, you won't get them. But I personally think you should collect the rewards personally. I just there are days that I just couldn't log in for whatever reason, or I was studying. Like you can see like there are days like, or there are times when like this one like last week, or 2 weeks ago, I was unable to literally just log in because I had finals, and you can see like it severely affected my rank, but that's okay. So I'm not tanking any of these on purpose. It's just like I'm not having time to sometimes do them. So that's kind of why like some of the ranks are a little lower. But now I'm gonna have a little more time, so I'll have a little bit more time to do that. And so let's see. We're also working on our Titans here. I think the easiest one to just do is level up Mary by 1, and that's why I have this one so far behind everyone else. I could easily complete it, but I think that it would be unfortunate when I need the 400 essence from the daily quest with just leveling up an artifact. So we keep that one on hold. Pet summoning. Well, I did just join an adventure. I think I have at least one of these, so we'll just do that. Yeah, you would want to use your coins before the end of the event, or else you get chests. Yeah, so you get 1.6 chests, and for those of you guys who just came in, I did show the video that I made yesterday, actually, from my live stream regarding opening the 30 chests. So, oh gosh, okay. After this short interruption, you can see like I opened 30 chests. And the cool thing about the chest opening is that you get more of this chests in these openings. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, you get some eggs, you get some gold, you get some pet potions as well. But I think it's cool that you get more of these, which makes the reward seemingly more worth it. Because I wasn't expecting to get more of them back. And if I knew that, I probably would consider opening more of them earlier as opposed to switching some of them for the 20, or some of them for the pet soul stones. Even though I do still need a bunch of pet soul stones, I just think that it's a pretty good value because you get more of them back. It's like you almost get not quite double what you paid for, but in terms of coins, but it is a pretty good reward. Oh, elemental event. I didn't claim the heroes. Oh, yes. Okay, so I didn't claim these because I think there's going to be an event where I need soul stones, and by not claiming these, I'm going to be able to use them in those events. So you can see like we have 18 days left, which is about 2 events. So if one of the next 2 events comes up where I need soul stones, if I click on these, I'll instantly be granted. So this is 30 soul stones. This is 30 soul stones. Over here we have 2 sets of 80, so this is 160 soul stones. So 160 plus 60 is 220 soul stones that I have just sitting waiting if we have an event where I need soul stones. So an example would be, I think you need them for like a Titan event, right? So some Titan events you need soul stones. So those would be examples of when I would want to pull these. I know we did have the artifact event where we needed soul stones, but I had enough soul stones that I didn't need to use these ones from this event to actually um, count because I already had enough. So I didn't claim these, and that's also why I'm holding on to those, and I didn't just claim those directly. So that's why I'm doing that. Yeah. And I'll probably continue to do that. But like as for claiming the rest of these, I think I'll claim all of them except maybe. No, I'll claim all those. Claim all those. Unfortunate that I'm not closer to this because I could use the 25 right now. Yeah, I'd probably claim everything else except this random elemental spirit. I'll claim it, but I won't open it, if that makes sense. So I'll claim it, but I'm planning on sending it to someone in my guild. I don't know who yet, but that's why, I'll claim this, but I'm not going to send it. So I'll claim it, but I'm not going to open it because I already have all the totems. I'm just going to be sending it to someone in my guild because I think they deserve it. Other than that, like I'll probably be claiming everything else. I just didn't want to claim those soul stones because I never know when an event will pop up that I really need the soul stones and I don't quite have enough chests, right? Or whatever. So that's why I'm going to do that. Why don't I use ad blocker for YouTube? What do you mean by that? And maybe I just don't know what you mean by that. You mean when you say ad blocker, what do you mean? Because I don't know enough about YouTube because I haven't paid attention to it, but you'll have to explain a little bit at ad blocker. I also know that if you pay for YouTube, I don't pay for YouTube, but I know if you do, you can get rid of ads like pretty effectively. I don't know. Yeah, movie star. If I could, I would. I think you have to be on this. So I think there are a couple of caveats when it comes to sending that. So like you need to have someone on your same server, in the same game version. And then you also need to have, yeah, I think you just need to be on the same server and in the same platform. I would advise everyone to get soul stones. Are you saying jet? It says lead. I'm gonna assume you mean jet. Jet soul stones because those are the hardest items to get in my opinion. Yeah, I would agree. I think unless you're on mobile, I think getting the keys is more effective than the jet soul stones. But that was my primary focus was in the soul shop. I would trade for jet soul stones only. I wouldn't trade for any of these items. But now that my jet's absolute, right? So I have jet that's absolute. Where is he at? I can't find him. There he is. So now that I have my jet absolute, I personally just get the items now. But I do think that, if you don't have jet absolute yet, it makes sense to try and get jet soul stones from him. I think that's the smart play. I just personally don't need them anymore, so I just refresh the items 2 times and try to get all of them as possible. I kind of have a lot of soul coins. I don't remember how that happened, but I'm not complaining about it. I'll say that. Let's see, items. I will say though, some of the red items are super difficult to cultivate, which can kind of be a pain. Like, for example, this Sebastian one, this one right here, the Vanquished Absolute, one of the worst items to have to build. I'm planning on probably just trying to wait until Summer Festival and seeing if I can use some coins there to try to complete him if I haven't already. But yeah, that's an annoying one. This one I'm working on right now. Pretty far off though. But that's kind of where we're at. Okay, so pet soul stones. Okay, so with these, I personally opened all mine recently. Let's see, what was the question? Let me go back. Pet soul stones. Oh, I would advise everyone to get pet soul stones because those are the hardest item to get. I can see that. Um, yeah, so I guess what I would do is, I mean, here's the thing too, is like you get to pick which one you get. So I understand why you would want the pet soul chest, and you get 5 guaranteed. Whereas, you only get 1 egg when you get from the Storm Legacy. So I just think it kind of depends on what you need. But I hear you. I do think the pet soul chest is very valuable. I think the Storm Legacy chest has some upside as well. So I'm not going to completely discard it because I actually think it's good. It just depends on what you need. So sometimes you'll want the Storm Legacy chest, sometimes you'll want the Pet Soul chest. It just depends on where you're feeling. I hear you though. I hear you. Gotcha. So movie star, maybe you could do a video when you gift it to your teammate. I know I'm curious. Maybe others are too. Yeah. Okay. That's a great idea. I'll definitely try to. Yeah, I'll definitely make a video on that when I do send it to my guildmate because I've actually never. That's actually a good point. I personally have never seen a totem be sendable before. So it'll definitely be cool to finally see that in process. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that more frequently in terms of just sending some stuff that we don't need to teammates and stuff like that. And I guess the other thing that I want to point out is we're moving really well in the views direction here. You can see I'm almost halfway to 700K views. And once we hit 1 mil, we'll be able to give out some rewards here on the live stream. So, pushing to get to that 1 mil. We're pretty far away still, but we're making good headway. So, no complaints at all. And I'll be making more videos that I'm hoping are interesting in the near future here and be posting a little bit more like frequently to get those views up and to get us to a point where I can help get you guys rewards. And that's kind of the whole goal there. So, hey, John, nice to have you here, John Hero. Cool, cool. Nice to have you here. If you have questions, feel free to let me know in the chat. Hopefully, you're doing well. And yeah, we're just here hanging out, talking about Hero Wars, talking about different aspects of what we have going on in the game right now. Do I always go one past your last next level in dungeon? Yes, and here's why. So I tactically always try to end on a number that ends with 1. And the reason for that is twofold. So one is um it's a hero fight, and usually hero fights are pretty easy. So so typically with this, I will use a card, right? So card for a hero fight. Then I personally should be battling these all manually. It's the best way to go about it. But the reason I go about always ending with 1 is because you technically get an extra 50 Titan potions when you do that. And granted, now I don't need the Titan potions, but when I needed them, it was a big, big get, right? I'd get 50 extra Titan potions. And even though it doesn't seem like it at the time, it does add up over time. And so that's a very valuable resource. And so that's why I do it because technically, what'll happen is if you don't complete it that day, right? Basically, these rewards double. So the first time you complete them, you get 50 Titan potions, and then you get 2 Titanite for fighting a hero fight. And by doing that, you're getting those rewards right up front. The next day, you're going to start 10 floors down. So you're going to get 25. Well, I guess technically you're getting 25 Titan potions extra and 1 extra Titanite that you wouldn't have had otherwise, and those add up. So it's not 50, but it's 25 and 1. And overall, you'll get more rewards doing it this way. And so that's why I personally like to end on a number that always ends with 1. So that's why I do it, and I do always do 1 pass, Gary. So that's why you get more rewards, and ultimately you get more Titanite as well by doing it that way. So hopefully that makes sense. But basically, we'll go ahead and accept that as well. I think we can do it real quick so I can kind of demonstrate it pretty effectively here. Let's see. Speed up the fight so they get to a point. But I hope that makes sense. Basically, you're getting more rewards, and that's why I'm doing it. It's not for any other reason other than I think I can get more rewards this way. And the totems are really cool because after a certain point, the water titan deals damage to opponents, fire totem deals damage, but the water totem also gives you health back, which is really nice. So I like to utilize those ones the most. Fire, I like to use the least because there's no healing aspect on the fire titans, where earth, you can kind of deflect. But let's go ahead and use Nova here. And I don't really think I need to do anything other than wait for this water totem to go active, if I can. There we go. Yeah, absolutely, Gary. No problem. Happy to answer. And that's, I do it across all platforms. I do that on mobile, I do that on Facebook, I do it on web, I do it on my other Facebook account. So yeah, that is the strategy because you get more rewards that way, and it just makes the most sense. So yeah, chaos particles you can get daily. Leveling up stars on a pet is really hard. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Ionis. I am not debating that at all. I think that you're 100% right that getting those pet soul stones is super, super hard and arduous. It's an arduous task. So I hear you on that, and I agree with you that I think the pet soul stones are very difficult to get. But I have also seen some people get mega lucky and they use an egg and then they pull an absolute pet. So I can't say that using an egg is maybe the worst thing either, though, because there are some upsides, even though it's going to be very random and rare. So some people like it for that factor as well. So you got to keep that in mind. There are sometimes outside, low percentage plays that work to someone's advantage, and so you know, for those reasons, it makes sense to them to get the chess because not only can you get a higher reward potentially, it's a less safe play. You might get less totems, right? Or not totems. You might get less pet soul stones, but um, instead you will get what do you call it? You get an opportunity to get that kind of reward. So sometimes you get a lot of pet soul stones in that way. At least that's what they're gambling on. Plus, they get the other items. So, sometimes you have to consider that as well. Let's see. Yeah, pet chaos particles are super difficult to. So you can see here, right? The first time I do this, I get 50 pet potions, or not pet potions. Talking about pets and titans, titan potions, and you get two of these titanites, right? So if I accept this, right, and I get this reward right now, the next day that I start, I'll be starting 10 levels below because they always put you back down. So right now I'm at 1,500, what'll happen is I'll start the day tomorrow at 15,231. Then I'll have to work my way back up anyway. So by doing this, I get myself an extra 25 potions as well as an extra Titanite. So not a huge difference, but it's enough for me that and you always start on the bottom floor from 15231. So whether or not you end at a 0 or a 1, you're going to end up in the same spot. So I'd rather just get the extra rewards. Just my hot take. Okay. Yeah, Jay, if I was that lucky too, I'd get particles, but that's just a illusion. No, I hear you, and like I mean, I'm just telling you, I've heard other people bring that argument up, so like that's just one thing that I've heard people say. Just want to throw that out there. Some people do think that they get lucky, and some people do get lucky. So you never know. I mean, I'm personally not one of those people who gets that kind of luck, but you never know. So that's another argument, if you will, for why some people do it. Opening 50 plus chests, I got 110 eggs, 2K chaos particles, 11 million gold, and many pet potions. Congratulations, Sam. That is a great. I'm happy for you on that, and those are some great rewards. I will buy chests. It's just what kind I should buy. Yeah. Um, I think it depends on what you need, and yeah, so it's hard to tell you exactly what you should get, but I think both of them are good. It just you can't go wrong either way. It's just one is guaranteed pet soul stones, and the other one is you can get some pet soul stones, but you'll be getting chaos particles and pet potions and gold along the way. So ultimately, it comes down to that. Um, yeah, no, I think movie stars approach is right. You definitely want to get your pets to purple if you can, and then after that, then it's a slower process to maxing them out. I do think that's the best approach. I mean, that's what I've done here. I actually took a different approach on my other Facebook account, which I can log into in a sec. I've been focusing almost all my attention on Kane, and it's good for Kane, but it is kind of bad for all my other pets. So, we'll see what I'm going to do there. I'm not really sure just yet. Let's see. What else do I need to do daily quest wise? We need to spend some emeralds on the gold exchange. And because we have so much gold, I think I'm going to try to upgrade some of my heroes. Let's see. I also definitely need to do some glyphs. So Sebastian's not done yet. And let's just Get him at least to level 44. Come on now. We're so close. Okay, so we got him to level 44. And Martha has an item that's capable of being used. I don't know if I need this item somewhere else, so I'm not going to do it. Because I'm really trying to focus on Faceless and finishing up him first, then getting him to red +2, because it's the last item that I need. Then I will be going back probably to Sebastian or even the twins. I really like the twins a lot too. Those are like my favorite characters that are not in my main squad. So yeah, something to consider. But potion and particles will come easier than stars. Yeah, I think it depends on where you're at, Ionis. So depending on where you're at, you may need different things. But I think you're both right. I don't think there is one answer. I think it's, everything's gonna be different for everyone else. So like someone's gonna be in a different point. It's kind of like when you start out Arachne. Well, this was back in the day, but Arachne used to be the best character in the game early on, like level 0 to level 50. And so people would always fight me that saying Arachne is like one of the best characters. But when I said late in game, Arachne maybe wasn't as good. Obviously, she's had a couple of reworks since, but this is when she first came out. Um, you know, since then, people have, kind of more agreed. It just depends on where you are in the game. Sometimes you're going to have different needs. So it's hard to always have a blanket statement covering every single aspect. But I definitely think that depending on where you are, sometimes you'll need different things. Top five pets must be Violet. I think they're going to come out with new pets. I do think they will eventually because right now with only 6 pets, you don't really have too many options, and it seems like everyone has very similar pet setups. So I think it's very interesting, and I think it's very likely that in the future we will have another pet being added. How soon? I don't know. Probably not super soon, but just I think in the future we will have more pets. And it'll be interesting to see how they come into play. Let's see. All right, so we're getting a lot of gold. I typically just do the middle one because it's the easiest, but it doesn't really matter what chest you choose. I think it's random either way. Event will be on every 3 months. I think the event will continue. I don't know how often it will be, but I do think it will continue to be an event. They actually explicitly mentioned that on the live stream. They said read the backstory because it will evolve, but that to me just means that we'll have more, you know, events that are pet adventure events. So I think it's a very strong likelihood that yes, I agree. We will have more pets um, involved. I notice we need more pets for Grand Arena. I hear that. I hear that, and I think it adds more strategy to the game because you just have so many limited options right now. And if they're adding factions, right, even though it's only 2 or 3 heroes per faction right now, I think it makes sense that they'll add um, more pets. Costly indeed. Yeah, no, I hear that. All right, nice, nice. Yeah, no, I see that, Renee. That is a solid setup there. You got Axel at level 130, Fenris at 105, and the rest are at 100. It's a good strategy. It's something very similar to what I did. So I completely get that, and I agree. I think it's a good strategy. Okay, so let's see. Level up an artifact. Let's see. I guess Jorgen kind of could use a level up. Let's go ahead and do that a little bit. Cool. Okay. Let's claim those guys. Need more grand prizes. I hear you. I hear you. Or they could just increase the likelihood that you get it, but I also feel like they wouldn't really want to do that. So I don't know. It's a tough call. I hear you. I hear you. Grand prizes. Okay, let's see. Oh, campaign. Ooh, do I have enough? Don't think I have enough energy just yet. We could do a low energy one, and then Martha could probably heal me. Let's see. What if I did? This might be. I don't want to be like a crazy idea, but if I go to campaign and I go to like one of the earlier quests, but then I'm worried that I won't have enough time to heal. Probably should be okay with. If I have 10 energy, I should be okay to do a regular quest. Let's see. Faceless with this one. Is this how much energy do I need for this quest? 10. Okay, so we'll just do this one, and I need to heal. So maybe I'll put in Nebula instead of Faceless. then I'll just let it run, and that should be enough healing for me, like guaranteed almost. Maybe I should have kept Faceless in though because I need a double attack. Ooh. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Kark's usually pretty good. Yeah, we'll be okay. I took that one out, and plus I have Albus as a nice background attacker, so that'll work. That'll play. All right. Cool. So after this campaign run, I should be done with all the things that I need to do for my daily elemental season campaign. So that'll be good. And I should have more than enough healing with Martha and Nebula. Don't really see myself having issues with the healing portion of that. So taking down the last enemy here, and we did that. And cool. So we did that, and now I believe we have completed that last quest for the daily quest in Elemental Season, and I have no other quests I can do right this second. So that is all I can do for Elemental Season on this account right now. I'm not going to buy any levels. It doesn't make sense right now to buy any. Can I increase any of my heroes generally? Let's see. Krista. I'm just afraid to use anything that like is too high of an item grade that if I use them, I won't be able to recover them easily later. So I'm a little bit I'm hesitant to just use them right away because I don't know which heroes still need those that are stronger heroes. But usually these early items are pretty easy. Like I don't have to worry about other heroes needing them, so I can just kind of put them on, especially if they're blue. Let's see, Maya. No, I want to keep that item. Fox. Oh, we can use this one, and we'll make this as well. I mean, ultimately, hero power is kind of like a whatever thing, but you know, it doesn't hurt to kind of help your other heroes move along as well because you don't want everyone falling behind. Eventually, you're going to want all of them to be red +2 absolute. So, might as well do that. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for shouting out the likes. Appreciate that. All right. So other than that, I think that is pretty much what I need to do for some of these guys. I just need a couple more items on here. Guys, Corvus 2, like recently has been a lot better. And Morgan, I always liked Morgan. I think Morgan is a good hero. One of the best mages, I think, available. I mean, Cornelius is good as well, depending on the situation. But I think Morgan is a sleeper. A lot of people aren't focused on her, and I think she's pretty good. Um, just throwing that out there. I know that's kind of a random fact. I just happened to be on her hero character. Got Jet, Arachne, Alvinor. I am not an Alvinor fan. You can't get me to like Alvinor right now. He or she or it needs to be better. But yeah, can't get me on that. Okay, let's see. Rufus. Oh, I also love Rufus. I don't use him yet, but I do like him. Let's see. Dante. Dante is very good as well. Kira. Yeah, actually, all my heroes are officially now absolute. So really stoked on that. I used a bunch of chests in the last hero artifact event, and with that, I got all of my heroes to absolute. So I'm done with needing any soul stones for my heroes right now. So technically, in terms of soul stones, I'm done with heroes, and I'm done with titans, leaving only pets who still need to be absolute. Oh, we also have a couple of these that I need to open. And at this point, I'm just trading them in for sparks because I don't know what else to do. I mean, I guess I could use the gold, but I don't really need that much gold, and I get gold so easily now. It's really weird because like when you first start out, you need so much gold, you never have enough. And then late in game, you're like, now that everything's done, I don't need any gold. Like what? I don't know. I think it'd be cool if they added to the merchant here instead of you could trade in Titan potions for either gold or skin stones. I just think these are so hard to get. You can only get skin. Okay, why is it not? You can only get skin stones if you literally get them by trading them in at the Guild Wars shop. Like there is no other place you can get Titan skin stones other than an event where you get lucky and you happen to get a drop or like you have VIP. So like it's impossible, like almost impossible to get them any other way, which is super annoying. Okay. Have I tried to defeat the boss in the Great Storm yet? No, I have not, and the reason is I don't have enough action points right now. Just being 100% honest, I haven't spent any money on this event yet, or on this event yet at all. So I'm still pretty far off. I still need a bunch of action points. This is where I've gotten being free to play on this event so far. So I have not tried the boss, but everyone tells me that it takes 2 to 3 um, attempts at the boss to take him out. Just as a heads up, Stefan. Um, so I have not done it yet, but everyone has been telling me it takes 2 to 3 attempts. So if that's what you're trying to do, be prepared. Just a heads up. Galahad is not a very good tank. I would say yes and no. I think Galahad can be a decent tank with the right pet, but I don't think he is a tank. He's kind of like he's like a fake tank. Like I think he's like a wannabe attacker, but he's also a wannabe tank. So he's like kind of like somewhere in the middle where like he does enough damage to help you out, but he's not like a true tank, if that makes sense. Coco did a video about a new store to use your gold for things. A store to use your gold for things. Coco did? Was it recent or was it an old one? Because I'm not seeing anywhere you can use the only shop that I know that you could use gold was for avatars, and that was like a special event. So unless it's something different, I'm not sure what we're talking about. And that was an old one. Like I mean, I guess you can use them here in the town shop. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can buy all those items, but I don't need really any of them. I guess I needed the Minotaur's head, so I bought that earlier. But um, yeah, I definitely think we could use some more action points. I don't know. I don't want to spend 500 emeralds for one action point seems absurd. There's no way I'm spending that for an action point. No way. Oh, he wants him to make a new store? Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's been saying that. I think Here Where Central has been saying, so Charlie, I talk with Charlie. Coco messages me occasionally. Those are the only two other streamers or YouTubers that I talk with fairly regularly. I talk with probably Charlie the most, Coco occasionally. But I think it's like one of those things where everyone wants a gold shop. Everyone's been, I remember Hero War Central. So Charlie saying we needed a gold shop when Yasmin was coming out. So literally a year ago, and that was before Coco started doing anything in Hero Wars. So I definitely think that it's not a new idea to have a gold shop. I just think it's there's becoming more of a push to get in on that. But there's so many issues that are coming up right now for Hero Wars. Um, they recently IPO'd with a SPAC, which I don't know how many of you guys follow that kind of stuff, but it is important to a certain extent. I didn't cover it as a video because I thought it was too technical and is very like financially driven for Hero Wars, and I get it, they're a company, but what that does is that makes Hero Wars kind of be a little bit of a different game as a result, as well as like then they have to focus on profits, right? Because they have shareholders now, so it's a little bit different, and then that also changes the gameplay, which also has affected Hero Wars Facebook and web, not too drastically, but with mobile, there's been some big changes, and I kind of warned people on mobile. I mean, when they announced artifacts are coming, I said, guys, this is gonna be a problem. A lot of people didn't understand what the problem was, but now, 2 months later, people are like, we should boycott Hero Wars. It's too late when they already implement what's gonna happen, right? So like when I called it and I said, hey, we need to focus on this issue now, and a lot of Hero Wars mobile players were like, I don't see a problem with it. They allowed that issue to happen, and now they're complaining, and it's too late. But I think with the gold shop, I do think it's something that if we keep pushing on live streams and even with every time Hero Wars, whether it's Daniel or whether it's, who's still relatively new to the whole Hero Wars process. So Daniel, he started probably like playing like 2 months ago, realistically. So his knowledge is a little bit limited. But if we push to say to Daniel, hey, we want a gold shop, and we keep pushing it like every live stream, he's going to get annoyed and he's going to tell people up above him, we need a gold shop. So I think we just continue to do what we're doing. We continue to say, I know Charlie, myself, we've been talking with Hero Wars generally. Like, so I know a couple people in Hero Wars, community manager, stuff like that. So with that, I'll mention to them, hey, we've really been talking to some people on my live stream. We want this change, or hey, when is the pet adventure coming up? And literally, I think I mentioned we needed a pet adventure, I think 2 weeks ago, and then we got it this week. So, they definitely are hearing what we're saying. And I think, some of us who live stream with fans and content, and, we talk with you guys and we kind of get what you guys are wanting. It kind of helps us promote, hey, Hero Wars, look, this is what everyone's wanting. We need to put this out there, and so as long as you tell us and we can push it out there, and as long as Charlie and I are doing our quote unquote jobs, when it's not really a job for me. I don't do this for a living. I know Charlie does, but it helps the community, it helps the game, it helps everyone around all around. So, a lot of this, is for you guys to help me be able to give input to them, to tell them, hey guys, this is what we want. Help make it happen. So I think we're doing everything we can, and the more we push for it as a group, I think it's gonna be possible. I think just making videos alone isn't going to get their attention. So we need to do alternative methods that are not necessarily just videos. I think videos are good and they're good to help share content and share the best approach. But I think live streams are really important to kind of interact with you guys and then get that info and get everyone on the same page and have a less voices coming at Hero Wars, but also at the same time having all those voices come at on their live streams, so that Hero Wars has no option other than to respond to those. Hey, we want a gold shop. So that was a long-winded thing there, but I definitely think that those are some things that um, we've done very effectively. Like everyone on this channel and everyone who's been here has been very effective and very instrumental in helping shape some things that have happened in Hero Wars. So cool. Okay, sorry, Mr. Big. I will go back. Corvus or Galahad with Ching Mao and Jet, Thea and Celeste. Okay, so I would I would use Galahad with that team because without Corvus really needs Morgan because Morgan heals Corvus, and so without having both of them, I think Galahad is the better option for your team right now as it stands. You may want to consider Astaroth or Aurora, but if you're just choosing between Corvus and Galahad, Galahad is going to be better for you on that specific team. So, um, yeah, there you go. Sorry for that. I was just kind of going off on a little bit of tangent there. I got all those Sun avatars when they were gold only purchase. I did too, Gary. I hear you. I hear you. Um, yeah, so hopefully that answers your question there, Mr. Big. I would go with Galahad over Corvus for your specific team that you have going right now. I personally like Isaac better than Thea, personally, because Isaac, even though Isaac's not a healer, if you're looking for that silence skill and ability that Thea has, Isaac's is longer, and it also boosts your physical attack team because it looks like you have Ching Mao, who's a physical attacker. You have Galahad, who's also a physical attacker. And if that's what you're going for, that may not be a bad option. Renee used Jetbro. I have had him in my main team since he was 2-star. Hey, I've seen a lot of people be very effective with Jet. It's just he's very hard to get to absolute. Um, my Astaroth is also good for my card team and much more upgraded. Yep, okay, cool. And yes, my Jet is almost 5-star, but I use card team, so that's why I might not need him on that team. I don't know. I wouldn't advise to use Jet unless you're trying to beat a higher level team. I think Jet's cool. Do I think he's always the best option? No. And I think one of the problems is if you see Sebastian on the opposing team, Jet is less useful because he's really useful because he lowers the opponent's health. He lowers their defense, right? Let's find this armor reduction right here, this acid shot. Um, let's see. Oh, stops the healing ability. So Jet plus Celeste is very, very stopping of health regeneration and getting more health. So that's huge for the opponent not being able to heal. Um, Allies having an increased critical hit chance. This is why I see this last skill is why you see Jet often used with Kira or even Yasmin. And it's just because they have such high critical hit chance anyway, but having an increased chance, that almost makes every hit become a critical hit, which is very, very dangerous. Um, so yeah, those are some things there. Got Jet 3-star, level 64 only. Yeah, I mean, there's no need to have to use one hero. The only hero that I think everyone should have available is, well, two heroes are Ishmael or not blah, 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 are Sebastian and Jorgen. These two heroes, I think, are the only heroes that everyone should have available to use. Sebastian and Jorgen. Because if your opponent doesn't have a Sebastian, you can use Jorgen. If your opponent has a Jorgen, you can use Sebastian. And if not, you can use both. I've used both occasionally, and it's really effective. Not only am I stealing energy with Jorgen, but Sebastian's not allowing any bad effects to come to my team. It does take up 2 slots, but it can be a very offensive and very useful skill. And I can beat people who are 100k teams stronger than my own using that strategy. So those are a couple things that I've used. Also, yeah, I will be making that Aurora video. I know I mentioned I'm making an Aurora counter vid. It's coming out very soon. I'm working on it. I'm hoping I'll be done tonight. If not, then it'll be on Monday. But definitely been working on that video. Then I'm also working on, for anyone who plays Hero Wars Mobile, I'm also working on a cross server approach because there's cross server battles on mobile that are not available on Facebook and web. But I'm working on that because I think a lot of people are using the wrong strategy to get the most blue trophies. A lot of people might not know what I'm talking about. If that's the case, don't worry about it. But if you are on mobile and you know what I'm talking about, I would say you might want to have your general, if you have one for that, check it out, or just everyone check it out so that everyone's on the same page, because I personally would like everyone to get the max number of blue trophies. My main team is Astaroth, Kark, Faceless, Celeste, and Martha, so I don't know who I should swap with Jet. If any, I should upgrade my Nebula more and swap her with Celeste. I think that's a solid team, Renee. I don't think you have anything wrong there. Maybe you want Sebastian as an option, but other than that, yeah, that team's pretty solid. You can use a Kark blender team. You can. So Jet Celeste for Jet. I think it depends on the opponent. I mean, Sebastian, Isaac, Jorgen, Helios, that's heroes you have to upgrade, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I think Isaac, Sebastian, Jorgen for sure. Helios, depending on what server. So if you're in an earlier server, I'd say server 1 through 25, most players don't use Yasmin very much yet. Some people are using her, starting to, but she's still not as common as she is on the later servers. So like 34 on, 30, 30 on almost. 51, almost everyone uses Yasmin. So I agree, Helios, depending on what server you're on, might be a necessity because you need to protect yourself from Yasmin. So yeah, I hear that. Asta, Kark, Neb, Sebastian Jet. Yeah, not a bad option there. Definitely not a bad option. Let's see, guild chat. Okay. What's the best strategy once all times are 120, maxed out on what you pay for gold? I would look at the third artifact using gold. Cool. So we're helping out our guildmates as well, whether they're on live stream or not. Some people just aren't great with technology, and that's okay. But all of you guys here are clearly, pretty good with technology. Hats off to you guys about that. That is it's a skill. It's a skill one way or another. So, okay, we are looking at water crowns. I am slowly getting to the point where I need, is it Sigurd I'm working on? I don't even remember now, but I know I need water crown. I need both of the water and the fire crowns still. So yeah, we're working on Sigurd. I'm working on getting this second artifact up. I'm hoping to get closer and closer to getting this to absolute. And yeah, we're making our way slowly. Still leveling up these Moloch items. We're working on Ragni's hammer um, and the fire crown that he has. And then next will be Sigurd and working on these items, getting these to absolute. Then I'll probably just go to Nova, Vulcan, Ignis, and Mary, and then I'll finish them out. And with that, I'll hopefully be able to start beating some lords, because you really need almost an absolute team, um, or all absolute characters, to really take down those lords effectively. All right, so that basically really covers almost everything that we had to do there. Hey, Richard, happy Sunday to you as well. Thank you for coming in. I think I'm just going to quickly hop over onto my other account. I will still be on the live stream. I'm just going to switch over to server 51, and I will probably just do things on there for let's say 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll probably end the stream. So that's roughly the plan right now. But yeah, so we've done everything that I need to do right now on server 35, but it looks like, good news is, people are liking the event a little bit better this time around, right? The pet solo adventure, which is good. Elemental season, the golden ticket, good value play. Other than that, it looks like the storm chests, storm legacy chests, and the pet soulstone chests. Those are both good options. I don't really recommend the items themselves, right? The gems. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at, and we're obviously saying that Jet is a pretty good character, depending on the team that you're using him against. Then we've also said that Sebastian, Isaac, and Jorgen are must-haves, and depending on what server you're on, Helios may also be a must-have if you are coming across a Yasmin team. Is your main Titan team tank number 1 artifact worth getting to 5,000 by selling other artifacts of your second and third teams? Mr. Big, I'm going to go with it's not worth focusing on that first artifact of your tank Titan until you finish everything else on your main team. You want to finish everything else on your main team before you go to attack, because the most important thing for your tank is the defensive stats. So the second and third artifact are the most important thing for your tank. The first artifact is probably the least important thing for your tank. It's really hard to do because I always end up trying to upgrade that as well. But realistically, it's the least important for your tank. Yep. How do you add friends on the server? So on here, assuming you're already eligible, you can it automatically does it. But if you're not, there is a setting, I believe it's on Facebook itself. I think it's the settings here that allows you to ultimately allow people and then get you those. I think there was a promo where you get like invite 2 friends. If they join, you get X amount of emeralds for free. I believe if you change the settings, you are able to add people from Facebook more easily. And if you're friends on Facebook, then you can easily do that as well. What do I think we can expect for the upcoming summer event? I think it's going to be very similar to what we've had in the past. And I'll be talking about it more and more as we continue to go on, but I'm more than happy to talk about it right now as well. I usually like to refer to my old videos real quickly just because they typically have good insight. But Summer Festival, let me find it. Summer Festival, I remember they had like the bee and the honey. Yeah, so here you go. We have the bee and the honeycomb, I like to call it. So what you'll see here oh man, my face is in the way. Let's see if I can find it on here. So you get the honeycombs. Oh no, not the ads. YouTube sometimes puts these in. Sometimes we can take them off, but sometimes we can't. Okay, here we go. No, go back. So these are the really valuable things here. These are coins that you get, summer coins, and you can trade those in at this shop if you guys remember, and you can trade them in at the merchant. So you use the 250 to hopefully pull these grand prize summer festival coins, and by doing that, right, you have all these options that are, you can trade them in for. So you can get like an item like the Vanquished Absolute, which is a pain to get. You can get 100 pet soulstone chests. Really good reward if you still need soulstones. Let me see. Do I actually go into? No, I don't go into the items. I know I did on my live stream, so maybe I'd have to look through that video. But in terms of what you need to do, we can see it here. Oh, let's see. So it looks like completing quests in the event itself. Festival Pass is VIP. Special invitation is probably emeralds. So Festival Pass is daily login. Special invitation must be VIP then. VIP. Festival mood is what? Or festive mood. Come on, get there. Spending emeralds, okay, yeah. Spending energy, of course, right? Surprise fan. I think one of these you need soulstones. So life of the party, you need soulstones. Surprise fan outland chests. That's annoying. And then fervor is the last one. Oh, here we go. Here's the summer festival shop. So you can see, right? You can trade in your coin for a bunch of these rewards. So you can also get all these same items. I personally don't think it's worth it, but you can get a lot of soulstone or agility soulstones, strength skin stones, or intelligence skin stones. All great rewards, as well as hero soulstone chests. The third artifact isn't the easiest way to go for most, especially without enough gold overall. Yeah, no, I hear you, Wally, but I think the question that I got on here was so it was actually my buddy on in my guild. He was asking about he had so much. He said he had a lot of gold, and he said that now that he said he had a lot of gold. He wanted to know if it was worth it on the third artifact, and I think that's what he was asking. But I do agree that the third artifact isn't the easiest without having a lot of gold available. That's true. That's factually accurate. Um, yeah. So Richard, regarding summer festival, I think we're still a month away. So it's going to be later in the month of June. January, February, March, April, May, June. Yeah, June. So next month, I'm expecting it to happen a little bit later in the month, probably like around the 20th of next month. And that's when we should expect Summer Festival to happen. I get ahead of myself. I love Summer Festival. And you can see, like, you need 5 of those. So you're basically giving up 500 soul stones to get these items. So, in my opinion, if you don't have all your heroes absolute already, this hero soulstone chest such a good value. It's 100 soul stones, um, such a good value. I would definitely recommend that one. And then there are some items that are worth like one coin. Sometimes it's worth it to get those, but I do think the 100 soul stone chests are super super valuable, and that's usually what I got in the past. But now with the fact that I need more items, I might be looking at these personally. But I think the best value is still those 100 soulstone chests. If you don't have all your heroes absolute, you can use those for almost any hero other than like Jet Cleaver and a couple other select heroes. But it's such a good value, guys. Such a good value for those. And I really think that it's a really good get. And here you can see like you pull, right? So I got lucky and I pulled one there using 250 of these honeycombs, and you can get a bunch of them throughout the event. There also is a hidden quest usually for this. I always post a video for it, so don't worry, you'll have that. And I usually try to post it as quick as possible, so it'll be out. Um, but yeah, so last year it was, yeah, right around this, yeah, so about a month away. And that event, Richard, is going to be a great one. I really like that one. But yeah, so last year, I think it'll be around the same time as it was last year. Let me take a look at the calendar, and I can probably tell you more accurately. Let me look at May. And by looking at May, I can tell you that next month, um, so looking at June 19th, so it might start a day earlier, probably like the 18th, and then go to, well, no, the 17th, and then it might go to like the 23rd, something like that. Yeah, my guess is like 17th to the 23rd. So, we're about a month away. And the reason I guess 17th is because usually for me it starts on the 17th. They'll officially announce probably the 18th, but that's probably my guess based on the calendar outlook. Um, yeah, so it looks like second event week of June, we may potentially have Summerfest, and I'll continue to talk about that more and more as we get there. But they also usually have solar skins, so that's something to look for. Last time they had Dante and some others. Let's see, they had Dante, Martha had a solar skin, and Faceless had a solar skin. So we have the potential to get more skins there as well. Did you see I can get Jet Soul Stones? No, but here's the thing though. Let's say you need Jet Soul Stones, Renee. You can trade in 100 Soul Stones, and then you can go to your Soul shop, right? And this is a different account, so my Jet's not absolute here. But you can go to the Jet Soul shop, and then get more Jet Soul Stones doing that as well. Yeah, so if you got the heroes that you need, you can also do it that way. You can select a hero that you already have absolute and get those and trade them in for 100 of 100 soul stones for soul coins. And then you can get jet that way as well. So that's one option, right? That's one thing you can do. I'm going to trade in some. As you can see on this account, I'm still behind on some of these heroes, which is fine. Let's see. But here you can see I'm going to get some jet soul stones here. But yeah, so I think it just depends. But yeah, those are what we're expecting for the summer festival. You can always trade in, right? So let's say you already have Celeste Absolute. You could always get the 100 Soul Stone chest and just get Celeste, and then trade in those extra 100 Soul Stones at the Soul shop to get Jet Soul Stone. So it's like not a direct way, but you can do that. That's one way you could go about it, Renee, if you wanted to get more Jet Soul Stones. Just throwing that out there. Not saying you have to do it. Not saying anything other than you can do it that way. It's one option. Wow, so a lot of people decided to get some action points. I don't blame them on this account, but that is I'm not going to complain. That's interesting. But I think it also just goes to show you that you cannot easily complete this without having. I'm going to try to finish that one last. See if I can. I don't know. I want that buff though. I had a lot of problems with this dragon last time. Do I go for it? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to leave out Celeste. Thank you, Mr. Big, for coming in. We will end this stream in probably about like 5 minutes, but thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And thank you for hanging out. Oh, we beat that one in one. Okay, of course we did. I'm going to just probably finish out the last of these 3 action points. Then I will probably log off the stream. But yeah. This problem with Soulstone chests is that you'll need those for upcoming events that you'd want to play all the way for the rewards. Yeah, so you can always hold on to them too. Just because you claim them, you don't necessarily need to use them right away, right? So that's one thing too to keep in mind is you may want to collect them, but you might not need to spend them until later on in the Hero Wars calendar year, right? So that's one option. You can just hold them in your inventory. It's very hard to do because it's a mentally challenging thing, but you can just hold on to them and then use them when you need to for a certain event, Ionis. So, that's one thing you can do there with the Soul Stone chest. You don't have to use them right away. And this will be the last action point that I have on this account for right now. And it looks like this, it's just better built for my magic attack team than my cart team, I guess. Maybe that's the solution. But dubs. So cool. And we still have a long ways to go there. But yeah. All right. Any other last minute questions? I'm very excited about Summerfest, in case you couldn't tell. Or I really like that event. I think it's a very cool one. I think the rewards are great on this account. If I get those lucky pulls and I get those items, I'm going to be going for Hero Soulstone chests. I want to absolute a couple more of my characters. Chaba is one that I want absolute. Even though I'm getting close, I still want him absolute. I think he's one of my solutions to figuring out Aurora. Actually, currently that's the best option. So yeah, with that being said, I will, if there's no other questions, I will probably end this live stream right here. I want to thank all you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. Um, oh, Ionis, did you have something you wanted to add? More than happy to answer them. You just gotta let me know. Not in a rush, but yeah. Use a Martha on that account when you attack the boss. All right, okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'm not gonna do it right this second, but all right, I'll do it just for you. I'll keep you in mind. Yeah. Okay. You have a question? You'll PM me on Discord. All right, sounds good, Wally. I'll definitely be there. I'll definitely answer that. So with that being said, thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you all in Dominion. And have a great rest of your weekend, guys.